Hey Juwan, this is a response to your Unit 2 discussion post. Um, One real quick problem that I'm running into is you did not write your question again. So as I'm looking over what you wrote, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that you are trying to answer. Um, if I know the question, then I know what it is you're trying to say here. Currently, I have no idea. Um, that's a big problem. Beyond that, I'm looking at the way you wrote this. I've got substance issues, and then I've got more structure issues. Let me address the structure issues first. There are quite a few grammar issues in this paper. When you wrote, where is it? It also tell me the result of how we are communicating. Um, or when you say the majority age range for the survey was between 18 to 24, this could be a problem because the people was over 30 and took my survey, or that took my survey showed that people uses television to communicate information. What are you talking about? What do you mean here? As we're looking through this, really proofread these things. These are practice for the papers that you'll write in the future, um, and these are issues that you're dealing with. So structurally, um, grammar, punctuation, typos. Pay attention to these things. Um, okay, substance wise. Now you're talking about building hypotheses. Okay, your hypothesis is that people use social media for information purposes more than other media resources. Based on what are you forming that hypothesis? Just pure observation? Do you have some sort of pilot study? Have you looked at some other research that indicates that this is the way it is? I'm assuming this is just anecdotal evidence. Okay, in this case, that's fine. Created a survey with the following questions: How old are you? What do you? How do you hear daily news? How important is your cell phone? If you were to start your own business, how would you promote it? What is race? Or what is your race? Okay, so when you're creating a survey to do this, you're going to be asking these questions. Um, I don't know that they're all connected in a way that would be conducive to a research project. I see where some of them work. Generally, how old are you? What is your race? These should come at the end of your survey. Basic demographic questions we always hit at the very end. Um, how old are you? How do you hear your daily news? How important is your cell phone to you? Um, if you were to start a business, how would you promote it? These are all very, very broad questions, except for maybe how do you hear daily news, which is exactly the one thing that you are supposedly looking for. Um, at this point, if they say absolutely anything other than social media, well, you'd have to put that down. I think you could probably ask questions that would be a little bit more nuanced and probably garner better results here. Um, the background is fine. I would ask or would suggest that you do one thing here. Um, you talk about there being problems with your survey. Well, okay, you can look at them as problems, or you can look at them as things that just simply need to be modified. Um, Results are results. Results aren't necessarily problems, unless there is a type 1 or type 2 error, or there is some sort of sampling problem that you're dealing with. Um, the results are the results. Now, if you just sampled primarily under 24 years old, um, then the results are for people primarily under 24 years old. Um, if your group is not built correctly, if the sample is not sampled um, somewhat randomly or specifically in the areas that you're interested in, well, that is a problem, but that is something that you should think about prior to doing a survey. So, for example, if I do want to get a representative sample across different ages, then what I would want to do is make sure that maybe I have, in a very, very small sense, 10 people under the age of 24, 10 people between 25 to 35 years old, 10 people between or 34 years old, and 10 people from 35 to 45 years old. And I'd want to see at that point, I've got a more structured way of building that sample other than just a convenient sample of let me just grab some people and then see what's going on. This would be perhaps a very broad pilot, but you've got some issues with your survey that you'd want to work out. So that's my feedback to you. Please, please, please make sure that you rewrite your sentences at the beginning of this. I can't stress how important that is. I need to know what it is exactly that you're answering.